Hey, it's Giles, and welcome to another episode of 40 Under 40, where urban arts are highlighting some of the 40 of some of the most influential and up-and-coming artists across the world. Today, we have an amazing filmmaker, actor, producer, all-around multi-hyphenated brother. I want you to help me welcome Brother Christopher Williams. Chris, how are you, man?
How you doing, Giles? Good, sir.
Good, bro. Yo, thanks for jumping on the call and thanks for jumping on the podcast with me today.
No problem. No problem. Thank you. Thank you for creating this and giving up and coming artists like myself a platform. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really our passion at Urban Arts, is highlighting those who are up and coming along with those who have paved the way. So really, reaching back while we reach forward at the same time. So congrats on being one of our 40 Under 40, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So let's jump right into it, man. You're multi-hyphenated in this film industry. You're an actor, you're a producer, you're a director. Tell me about how did you start in the film journey? Like, what said, "Ooh, I want to start making films"?
Well, first, I'm an actor first and foremost.
Okay.
So drama club came about. Fifth grade, I was at school and the kids was doing The Hobbit. And at the time that they did The Hobbit that year, the movie Lord of the Rings came out. So when I saw the kids perform on stage, I was like, ooh, I said, I think I want to do this.
Nice.
And, I made it happen between me and my mom. My mom pushed me. I did the drama club thing throughout school and, in the midst of high school, I was asking a lot of questions about, filmmaking and what have you and stuff. So mom sent me to the New York Film Academy. That was back in 2007. I did the 1 week camp. So that whole week, they taught us how to make a movie in 1 week. And I shot my first short film ever.
Wow.
So that was cool.
Oh, in 1 week. Wow, that's cool.
And, right, yeah. Knife is intense. And then from there I kept at it. And fast forward 2010, I ended up going back to the New York Film Academy for the 1 year conservatory.
Okay.
And I did the first semester in New York City, the second semester out in Los Angeles.
Nice.
And yeah, it was cool. It was really cool, man. And, ever since then, I've been plugging away ever since.
That's cool, man. So talk to me about that 1 week camp. How transformative do you think attending that camp was?
It was very eye-opening. It was stressful. I was young too. So, I was very, kind of carefree. And, even I had the, when you're young, you have the energy.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. It was a fun experience.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So do you think that those who are young filmmakers are, or young actors should find a conservatory or something like that, before they get to college to really, groom them?
That's a good question. I mean, that would depend on them. You know what I mean? That would depend on them. I mean, I will say the more training you have, the better.
Okay.
But, for people that are 15, 16, have fun. Enjoy being a teenager. Enjoy being a teenager and enjoy being rent-free, living with mommy and daddy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sure. And I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I also want to segue in. You don't necessarily need to go to a conservatory or a film school. Okay. You don't have to. No. Okay. Because I'm gonna be honest, I tell people all the time, I tell people, when I'm telling people how my little journey and stuff, I tell people, save your money, don't go to film school.
Oh, wow. So what should they do instead?
Learn their craft. I mean, because honestly, if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Okay.
You know, I don't regret going to film school, but like I said, had I really let things sink in and do a little bit more research on filmmakers that did not go to film school, I wouldn't have gone. So that being said, you know, kids need to, young people need to, you know, practice makes perfect. Buy a camera, you know, ask your mom and dad for some money, buy a camera, a Canon or something that you can use that's accessible and flexible for you to use, and start making your own movies. Get your friends involved. You know, just start shooting, get comfortable telling stories, you know, get comfortable telling stories and get comfortable using the camera, and watch movies.
Okay.
You know, watch movies, learn, you know, watch movies and learn and take notes. Also, Ava, the great Ava DuVernay, you know, director of Selma and When They See Us and a whole bunch of other things. She said that the making of featurettes on DVDs is the most beautiful, cheapest film school you'll ever get. So when you watch the making of movie documentaries, you know, watch those because you learn a lot.
Gotcha. That's good. That's good to know, man. That's definitely good to know. What do you feel about if you don't go to film school, or if you do go to film school, but PAing and putting yourself on sets for low to no pay?
Yeah. You have to start somewhere. You know, you got to start somewhere. And that was actually one of their things. I remember they had a little pep, the teachers at New York Film Academy had a little pep talk with us. It was called Life After NYFA. Like when we graduate, get our little certificate and we leave, what's next? And, you know, they were like, you guys got to put yourselves out there. Yeah, get on set. Get on set. Be prepared to do a lot of free work. You know, free work for lunch. You know, and expose yourself. Get on set. You can only be better. So you have to put yourself in those environments. Getting on set and, you know, working on any little student film and work your way up to, you know, being a PA for TV shows and movies and what have you. Yeah.
And so to that young boy or girl who's watching this saying, "Ooh, I want to do this. Like, I want to be in filmmaking. I want to, you know, get my films out there. But I don't know where to start." What are some resources like online or somewhere that they could go to say, "Hey, here I am. This is what I want to do"? Or maybe not research online, but what would you suggest for them to how to?
I would suggest I would suggest to them whatever it is that they have in their head they would like to see on film. Try to film it.
Oh, okay.
Try to film it. Yeah. Nice. You know, the first thing that you shoot is not going to be a masterpiece.
Right.
You know, 10 years down the road, you're going to be like, oh my God, I shot this. I made this.
Right.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's your baby.
You had to do it. You had to get better.
Right.
You know, even my first short that I did at NYFA, I'm like, oh God, you know, but it's all right. You know, you learn to love it down the road. You know what I mean? So like for any kid that's watching this and that wants to make films, then just do it. You know, you have the iPhones.
Yeah.
You know, you have all these iPhones. You got the iPhones. You got the Canon camera. I think a Canon is very good. It'll be, you know, between the iPhones and the Canons are good for young up and coming filmmakers. Nice. Get your friends involved. Get your family. You know, put them in your movie. You know, and learn, and then watch YouTube tutorials on how to edit. Yes. You know, on how to edit and stuff, and you know, be comfortable being that one person army. Yeah. You know, and then like I said, continue to watch movies and stuff, and you know, read some books, do research, read some books on how to make movies, and you know, do research on your favorite movie, you know.
Yeah, great knowledge, man. Great knowledge. Great knowledge.
You.
So you said you started like in the drama club. So I'm a theater kid too. I started off with in the theater. My question for you is, how was that transition going from the stage to actual, the television or film?
You know, it was okay. I mean, like, I'm gonna say this. So it's crazy. I did Last of the Mohegans back in what, 2012. It was at up in Lake George, New York. Outdoor drama. And you know, it's crazy because when you do shows and you're doing shows constantly back to back, it's very hard as an actor to brush that off.
Right.
Because it's second nature. You've been doing it long enough. You know, you've been doing it for like a month, 2 months, whatever. And then I remember I was auditioning for this like independent film, and I was doing it, and I was up here, and the director had to pull me aside and said, dude, like, yo, you got to bring it down a notch.
Right.
I feel like I'm watching a stage play. Bring it down a notch.
Yeah.
And that's because I had that, you know, that stage mode in me, because I've been doing a show for weeks.
Right.
So I had to remind myself and self-discipline myself, hey, less is more when it comes to film. For stage, you give your all.
Right. That's cool, man. That's cool. And I find that a lot of theater people transition very easily to film, but just my opinion that a lot of film people don't transition easily to theater. That's just my
it's crazy. Yeah.
But it's the same muscle, but different.
Different, right. And you just gotta, you have to be cognizant, be conscious of where you're at.
Yeah, for
sure. You know how they say it's not where you're from, it's where you're at.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Wherever element, environment you're in, you have to be conscious, be aware.
Right.
Like, okay, I don't need to go so hard for this.
Makes sense.
Unless the scene requires it.
Correct.
But if not, I can be mellow.
Okay. Yeah. So you talked about a couple of the shorts that you've done. Which I know is like picking your favorite child, but which one would you say is like the one that if you say someone said, "Hey, pitch me your best film," which one would you pick?
My best film. Oh boy, this is tough. I think Luther von Schaft.
Okay.
I did this short back in 2015, and then 2016 it was completed. Called Luther von Schaft. I'm actually in the process, like right now, what I'm doing, me and my friend, I'm taking some of my shorts and series and putting them together as one whole movie.
Okay.
And making it into an anthology movie.
Got it.
But anywho, but and Luther is one of them that I'm taking and expanding, whatever. But anyway, Luther von Schaft. I wrote a role for myself where I wanted to try to impress Quentin Tarantino. Where I play this character, this hitman called Luther von Schaft. And von Schaft is the surname of Broomhilda from Django.
Oh, gotcha.
So I try to make that little connection where like Luther is like a 7th or 8th generation of Broomhilda and Django.
Gotcha.
So he has a lot of his great grandfather essence, because he's a hitman,
right?
And Django was a bounty hunter,
right?
So it was like 7 minutes, it was, and how it was shot so dark and gritty, and I was just like, I loved it. I'm like, yes. And it almost had like that like dark TV feel to it, like, yeah. So I think that out of everything, and you know what, I love that short, and guess what, it really did not get a lot of love from festivals. It got in one film festival,
Wow.
But I'm like, fuck it. Excuse me.
Are you good, man?
Okay. I'm like, I love it.
Gotcha. So we talk a lot about our successes in our career. We definitely highlight those things. But can you talk to us a little bit about a time you had a challenge in your career and how you overcame that?
A challenge. Yeah, I mean, I'm still an indie, so I get faced with those all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular that sticks out?
I guess when I joined, I guess we could say when I joined the Screen Actors Guild.
Okay.
I'm an actor by trade and profession, so I joined the Screen Actors Guild back in 2018, and at that time I had to, every union has an initiation fee.
Right.
So for SAG, it was $3,500, and I was like, yeah, but I'm like, I'll make it work. So I had to really work my fingers to the bone. At the time, I had a job, Applebee's, and I told them, guys, hit me up with hours because I got to pay this off.
Wow.
So it was a challenge, but I did it, and I'm the type of person, I like doing things myself. Because I'm sure when you live this life long enough, you'll see that certain people like to play that whole savior card.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have that. And I was not trying to hear that.
Right.
So I'm like, nope.
I'm gonna do it myself.
I'll do it myself. I'm gonna work every shift there is and do it myself. And that's what I did. It was a challenge because it was hard. Right. There were times that I didn't want to go to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then also I had to be patient because financially I couldn't make any films until I paid that initiation fee off.
Yeah.
I mean, so I had to wait.
Right.
I had to think about patience. So it was a challenge because you have to. Not only did I have to get out of my comfort zone, I had to be patient, and I had to pace myself. But I did it. It's one of those things. What does Beyonce say? Best revenge is your paper.
Okay.
So when you earn stuff rightfully on your own, people can't say that they did anything for you.
Yeah, that's real, man. Do you think it's been beneficial for you to go through SAG or for you to be a SAG actor at this point?
Oh yeah. Okay. It has. Yeah, it has. Because I think I have done the low budget stuff and I've done little friends films here and there before I joined.
Yeah.
So I got all of that out of my system.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I tell fellow actors on set who want to join, hey, pump your brakes.
Okay.
Don't be in a hurry to join. Enjoy the journey.
Why is that? Why you say pump your brakes?
I say pump your brakes because when you're in SAG, when you're in a union, you are restricted.
Right.
You can't. Anything that you do has to be unionized.
Correct.
So your friend, you could be in a union. Your friend might want you to work on something, but your friend has to do paperwork,
right,
for the union to preside and approve it.
Makes sense.
So when you are not union, you have the freedom to do anything,
right,
and be in anybody's project without being tied down,
right.
So I tell young actors who want to be in the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, like, hey, wait a minute, have fun, man. Have fun auditioning. Have fun. Build your reel. Get your footage up.
Yeah.
And then join. Because you don't want to join, then get a manager, and then the manager's like, you don't have a reel.
Right.
And then you're telling yourself, I should have waited and stuff. So, it's one of those things. It's a union. It's not going anywhere. You can wait.
Gotcha. That's smart, man. Talk to us about what you have coming up next. Like what's next for Christopher Williams?
So what's next is I have a feature film in post.
Okay.
Called Dangerous People. So in a nutshell, I'm taking a few shorts that I've done and in a series, and I'm putting them together.
Nice.
Into one whole film, and it's an anthology film. So each segment is about people or a person who is a danger to themselves and to society.
Wow. When it comes out, where can we find that?
Hopefully Tubi. Okay. Depending on like distribution and stuff.
Right.
Hopefully Tubi. You know, I'm gonna I'll take it to one festival, and then when it's done, I'll hit up a few people, and you know, I know there's this one distribution company. They specialize in getting films on Tubi. So hopefully Tubi, but I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to definitely support and watch you as you grow in this industry for sure, man. Speaking of, how can we follow you on social media?
Yes. Okay. So anybody can follow me on my IG page, titled Tales from DeVille.
Okay.
So that is TALES from DAVille VILLE _official.
Gotcha.
People can hit me up on IG, Tales from DeVille _official.
Cool, man. Yo, that's dope. So we're gonna play a quick game called This or That, where I give you 2 words or scenarios, and you just tell me which one you better align with and why. Be super simple. Cool, man. Okay. All right, we're gonna make it easy. It's one of my favorites to do. It is West Coast tacos or East Coast pizza.
East Coast pizza.
Why?
Because it's crazy. I actually was out earlier and I got pizza today. And I'm not a big taco person.
Okay.
I'm not a big taco person. Now, had you said West Coast burgers, I would have said, oh, hell yeah.
Burgers. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be rough right here, man. Denzel Washington or Taye Diggs?
Denzel Washington.
Why Denzel?
Denzel is one of the greatest actors of our time. Saturday, I just watched him perform in the tragedy of the Macbeth movie.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So when you get a chance, definitely see that. You either see it in theaters, or if you have Apple TV, you got the Apple platform, you can watch it on Apple.
Okay.
He killed it. He killed it as Macbeth.
I've heard about it for sure. Yeah. Next one, a comedy or horror film?
Horror film.
Why horror?
Because my mind is dark. I don't know. Did you watch any of the? I forgot what I sent you. Did you?
I watched. Yeah, I watched all your trailers. Yeah. Okay. And your reel.
Yeah. My stuff is dark.
Yeah.
So horror is great. And you know, horror shows true raw art because horror is actually cheap to make.
Okay. You said it's cheap to make?
Cheap to make. Yep. Horror films are cheap. Horror films are cheap to make. Yeah. Yeah, man. Look up you know, oh my god, the Halloween movie, $325,000.
Really?
And yeah, the first Halloween movie, 1978.
Okay.
325,000 was their budget, and then boom, it made like 10 million.
Wow.
The Blair Witch Project, what, 40,000 or 50,000, and that made 30-something million.
Yeah, it did.
Get Out, 4 million was their budget, and it made what, 120 or 200 and something million.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So horror is cheap.
Horror is cheap to make, and
I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. Boys in the Hood or Friday?
Boys in the Hood.
Why?
Boys in the Hood because that movie is just so timeless.
Okay.
and it's a classic. It's classic, and just the images in that movie are just so strong. And it was, you know, it was poetic. You know, that movie was just, it was a love letter to, you know, the urban environment.
Yeah.
And a love letter to Black fathers that are trying to do their best to raise their Black sons.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, that's real. That's real. Would you rather wake up early or stay up late?
Stay up late.
Why is that?
Because I hate waking up early.
I find most creatives hate waking up early, for sure.
I do. I hate waking up early because after a while, mid-afternoon, I get tired. So I'd rather stay up late.
Yeah. I get it. Last one. All expense paid vacation, anywhere you want to go. Would you rather go to the beach or would you rather go to the mountains?
The beach.
Why the beach?
Because the beach, you know, you're by the water, sand, you know, beautiful women walking around, you know, the beach. And then the beach is peaceful, I think.
Nice.
You know, I think the mountains can be peaceful too, but the beach is more, you're literally and figuratively down to earth.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Dope, man. Dope. So that was easy, man. 40 under 40. Christopher Williams, thank you for joining us, bro, for sure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so everybody make sure you go support him. Make sure you follow him on social media. Make sure that you stream and support all the filmmaking that's coming out from this amazing, dope filmmaker. Until next time, this has been 40 under 40. I'm your host, Giles, and we'll see you next time. Peace.